Yesterday, we have seen Brahmanda Darshana from birth. Also, our Saumya Murti at the end. In Bhagavad Gita, it is called the Vishwarupa of Krishna as Brahman. In Devi Gita, it is Brahmanda Rupa of Appa. Incidentally, today I have posted on my blog as well as in YouTube the Tattvartha of Panchadashi Mantra. That is nothing but the essence of Devi Gita. Hope some of you might have already heard or read it. I don't know. But it very clearly says that is the essence and synopsis of the whole Devi Gita. After that, she tells everybody, including Himavanta and all Devatas, look, see, in Purana, there is pinch of everything. The salt, sweet, everything will be there. It's a Purana. So they want to keep the readers or listeners not totally into subject and also mixture of all Navarasas. She tells, look, all of you have seen my Brahmanda Rupa yesterday, and you know, none of you are fit for it. But still, you are all devoted to me, and hence you are lucky to see my wonderful cosmic form. It is my affection towards you. I have shown you this great form, and no one can see this form, my Brahmanda Rupa, without my grace. Let me tell you, Himavanta and all Devas, listen to me. Even the study of Vedas, Vedangas, Upanishads, and practicing whatever type of yoga and giving various danas, doing yagna, japa, or any other sadhana of any kind are quite incompetent to make this form visible to anybody. What a wonderful statement she made. Nothing she has left. Whether you read Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Vedangas, Yoga, do Dana, Yagna, Japa, and whatever sadhanas, all those are incompetent to make this form visible. So, how lucky we are to at least mentally see her Brahmanda Rupa yesterday. when she is telling, none of this will make one eligible to see her form. How lucky we are, at least to imagine her rupa in our mind and then feel in our heart. I am still not satisfied explaining her rupa. It would have been still better than what it was done yesterday. Because the very imagination of that rupa itself gives you words to speak. One need not search for words. Just her imagination of that rupa, Brahmanda rupa. Saraswati comes to your tongue and make you to speak. We are lucky, no doubt, having seen her Brahmanda rupa in our minds. Now, having shown my Brahmanda rupa as well my Saumya rupa, I have instructions for you. Listen very carefully. These instructions will lead you to me. Very important. The instructions are given by her, not by anybody. She is giving instructions to us in the name of Himavanta and other devatas there. What instructions? To realize her. What a wonderful, what luckiest people we are. I will put off my phone first. If not, it will be making a lot of noise. Listen carefully my instructions. The great self, Mahan self, Mahan Atma, whatever the name we call, is the only supreme thing in this world of Maya. That is the supreme in this world of Maya. The Maya is illusions and delusions. In this world of Maya, the great self is the only supreme thing we have. It is that great supreme, great self, under various upadhis. Upadhi is a word used in Sanskrit to say different appearances. This supreme Brahman, supreme self, under the various appearances of an actor, and also an enjoyer. It acts and also enjoys. And the actor, it performs various functions. Various functions. That may be good deeds, if you call it as righteousness, and also bad deeds, unrighteousness. By doing those actions and by those enjoyment, one goes into various homes and enjoys the pleasure, pain, pleasure and pain, pain and pleasure according to its actions. If you want to add actions to karma, I have no objection. Is it that stops there? No, it doesn't stop. Then again, after the birth, owing to the tendencies pertaining to these births, one becomes engaged in still various functions and gets again various bodies and enjoys varieties of pleasure and pains. There is no cessation of these births and deaths. There is no cessation. There is no end for these births and deaths. As I have been telling many times and on many occasions about the birth and death, I will once again repeat. It is said very clearly, the actions and fruits, good or bad, that results in the birth and rebirth, birth again. So what is that getting birth? If you inquire, the gross body is gone. And subtle body having Jnana and Panchatanmatras and Prana Vayu also gone. Then what is that going to get rebirth? Yes. The result of those actions, those thoughts that remain in the universe, and this theory is further endorsed by the condensation of the elements and the thoughts, the sound waves go to the different levels in the space and get condensed, get associated with the other elements and forms the matter, which we have already understood in some other session. So those thoughts, the enjoyment feelings, see, a feeling is also thought, is it not so? I enjoy something today. I feel that I am enjoying something. That thought remains. I read something, that thought remains. I think of Brahman, that thought remains. I think of wrong things, that thought remains. Those thoughts becomes matter. Once again, that matter, we know that Panchikarana process to make it a gross body. Yes or no? So, the rebirth is very well defined according to me. I don't want to get into any kind of arguments on this by anybody. I have reason to confirm this based on not my own finding or my understanding, also the ancient literature supported it. We have heard today, other day also we have spoken about how the sound reaches above some atmosphere, and then it joins with other elements there and gets condensed into matter, one side. We have also heard about Panchikarana method of how the Akasha one part and 1% of other parts. Similarly, all the parts are together made and Panchikarana takes a gross body. Basically, what is that? It is the thought. It is a sound. If want to know, the sound is only sound which is Vaikari? No. We have understood. There are Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikari, all are sounds only. It is not necessary that the sound has to come and should be listened to by somebody, heard by somebody. No. Remind me sometime after this Devi Gita. We will have a session on Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikari. Even Para is a sound which is very, very, very subtle. Madhyama is better than that. So, even those sound accept the Upanishads, what is told there. Accept the process of Panchikarana. We can't deny it. It's not my own finding, please. It was my understanding and supported by the ancient literature. We will see how no birth can take place. We will see later. Now we understand what is the birth and death. And it says, the birth and death like a regular clockwork machine. No beginning, and it goes on working to an endless period. Naturally. As long as thoughts exist, that thought has to take some form, sound has to take some form. We have heard, accepted it without any dispute. Ignorance is called avidya, is the cause of this delusion. This delusion only gives all these things. Maya. Okay. If you call it samsara, I have no problem. Samsara is not in the sense of wife and two male and female marry and they live together and make kids. Not that samsara. All worldly enjoyment is samsara. This maya or this samsara or this delusion, desire comes out of that. Desire comes out of this maya. We have a question now. Should we not have desire? Why not? I repeatedly tell everything. You have desire, you enjoy it, and don't get attached to Maya. You know it's Maya, that's all. Make sure that it is Maya, you enjoy it. If I repeatedly say, go to movie, enjoy it. And make sure it is not the real. It is just a projection of some digital movie going on there. It's not true. So nothing wrong in having desire. But desire comes out of Maya, no doubt. But fulfilling desire and not getting attached to Maya is a wonderful exercise. If you ask me, fine, good to say, good to hear. Is it possible? Very loudly I say yes. Yes, yes, yes. One can enjoy everything and not get attached to it. It is possible, possible, possible. What is required for that? One need to train ourselves to that. That's all. We train ourselves. Okay. Once again I get to an example of a film, a cinema or a drama. A small child, about 10, 12 years, so we can, small child doesn't understand. A adolescent child, 10, 15 years, goes to a movie and come back. It will be going in its mind for some time, 1 or 2 days. All this happened to us also. We discuss about that movie, or that drama, or that actor, or that song with my friends and family. As you grow, will you do it? No. According to me, no. Still somebody doing it, they are in still an adolescent stage, I should say that, with lot of, what you say, apologies to those. One should be in that manner. So, one should try to get rid of this ignorance. What is ignorance? Is it desire? No. It is enjoyment? No. Having all the comforts of this world? No. Then what is ignorance? Getting attached to is ignorance. If anybody gives any other definition for ignorance, by the grace of my Guru Mandala, I have an objection to that. Desire is not an ignorance. Having all the comforts is not ignorance. And getting attached to it is the ignorance. Then Ambal say, look, my dear Himavanta, the goal of life is attained when this ignorance is destroyed. That's all. How simple it is. Just practice the detachment and attachment. The goal of life is attained. What is that goal then? The highest goal. What is the highest goal of a jiva? It is attaining liberation by living. That is the goal, the highest goal, which is known as Jivan Mukta. The highest goal is attained by Jiva when it becomes liberated while living. When it's possible? When there is no ignorance. What is ignorance? Attaching to Maya. Detached from Maya, it's a liberated soul while living. That's the highest goal. And Vidya, that is Jnana, knowledge, is the only thing that is able to destroy this ignorance. Vidya is the only thing is capable of destroying this ignorance. Otherwise, no other method can dispel the ignorance, because darkness cannot dispel the darkness. The action done out of ignorance is ignorance itself. What is the action I am referring to? I am referring to the action, the attachment. That's it. The action out of ignorance is ignorance itself. And such action cannot destroy ignorance. I used ignorance thrice here. Attachment is ignorance. That is done by ignorance. That action cannot destroy ignorance. So, it is not proper to expect that this avidya can be destroyed by doing actions. Here, actions are referred to the good deeds. Yajna, Yaga, Veda, Adhyayana, Purana Shravana, Katana, Upanishad Shravana, going to temples, Kirta Yatra, all these actions. These cannot destroy this avidya. She tells, these actions are entirely futile. No, they are useful to you. Let me come. I will come to the next afterwards. This will be useful to you. I don't say don't go to temple, don't go to Tirtha Yatra, don't give dana, don't do yajna. No. But those things will not destroy your ignorance. That's all. That's all. And they are useful to you. I will come later on that. And those things will not destroy the ignorance. What happens? The jiva want to again and again the sensual enjoyments out of these actions. Yes or no? Let us be very truthful to our conscience. We go to Tirupati and pray for some desires, fulfill our desires. We give some dana to somebody expecting something good happen to us, or dosha parihara. We do some yajna with some sankalpa, some ichha. I don't say they are wrong. Please, I am underlining it. These will not destroy the ignorance. This will not make us get detachment. That's all. I didn't say that it will not do it. So everyone ought to make best effort, get the knowledge. What is that Jnanam? That Jnanam of Brahma that can be attained by detachment. Here I refer to Shrutis now. They are Upanishads. They advise you to do certain actions like Yajna, Yaga, Puja, Tirthayatra, Pushkara Snana. All these Shrutis say, tell that. So should we not do it? Yes. Those actions are also required. And the same Shrutis declare that the final liberation comes only from knowledge. The Shrutis which advises us to do all this. Nothing wrong. I have been telling repeatedly, don't say that I am not telling that don't do all. No. Shrutis advocate these things, please. To do all these actions, karmas. Tirtha Yatra, Daiva Darshana, Tirtha Snana, and all that. But same Shrutis declare that the final liberation comes from only knowledge. Both are told by Shrutis. Both are right. Shrutis cannot be wrong. So you do all these actions to meet your requirements, desires, comforts, but final liberation comes from the knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge of Brahman, which is possible by detachment. So one has to acquire the knowledge, Jnana. And Ambal says, it is not my words. She tells here, if both these be followed collectively, that is, whatever Shruti said, do Tirtha Yatra, go to temple, go to Yajna Yaga and all. If both are followed collectively, then action becomes beneficial and helping to get Jnanam. It will not give you Jnanam, but it can help you to get Jnanam. Therefore, the Jiva should take up both of these. Yes, very clear in this. There is no ambiguity in my statement. Both are referred in Shrutis, and same thing, whatever I said now is what Devi has said in Devi Gita. That will help you attain knowledge. Yajna Yagas, Tirtha Yatra, Tirtha Snana, Dana, all these things help you. Help you get Jnana. So one should do both. This is told by Ambal. Therefore, Jiva should take up both of these So it's very clear. Only Grihastha can do all this. It does, once again Ambal says, nothing to renounce. And there is a bhashya on this which reads, there's another opinion on this Shrutis, that this is impossible because of the both are contradictory. Because one is for asking for your desires and other asks for knowledge. Both are contradictory. The knots of heart are let loose by Jnanam. Whatever the heart, the knots in the heart, loose, it gets loosened by Jnanam. Whereas the knots are knit by during these more actions, karma. See? You knit the knots by doing this yajna, yaga, kirti, yatra, because asking for desires, or fulfilling my desires. And the jnana, it loosens the knots. So how can they both be reconciled? Because they are very diametrically opposite. Darkness and light cannot be brought together. So, this is only opinion, I am telling you an opinion. It is another opinion I am telling. So, jnana and karma cannot be brought together. Therefore, one ought to do all the karmas as best as one can, as enjoyed in the Vedas. Okay? One should do it until one gets chitta shuddhi. All these actions are required till such time one gets chitta shuddhi. I already said. These actions paves the way for the knowledge. To pave the way for knowledge, one should have chitta shuddhi. Even on chitta shuddhi, it is not the purification of one's heart and mind and intellect and buddhi, etc. Shuddhi is word used in its proper sense as empty. Chitta shuddhi is emptiness in chitta. Normally, chitta shuddhi is referred as purification of heart and mind. But in reality, chitta shuddhi is emptiness in chitta. What is chitta? We had a long discussion on chitta, also on our group. Chitta is very large storehouse of our memories and thoughts. These karmas, these actions should bring in chitta shuddhi. I am happy if you understand either way. Either you understand it, you bring purification of chitta also, I am happy. Purification of one's heart and mind also, I am happy. If you understand that, bring emptiness in chitta also, I am happy. Both are right. Both will do good. she tells further, these actions has to be done. I am using this word action, karma. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna deals karma yoga and jnana yoga very elaborately. But in Devi Gita, that such an elaborative subject has dealt in few slokas. Wonderful. Wonderful. There is no ambiguity. Karmas are to be done until when? Until Sama, Dama and Titiksha, Vairagya and Satya Sambhava. Let me explain it. Till the control of the inner organs of senses, till the control of the outer organs of senses, till the power to endure heat and cold and other dualities, titiksha. Until such time we get dispassion, till we get pure sattva guna in one's heart. This is called sama, dhamma, titiksha, vairagya and sattva sambhava. The karmas are required to be done till the control of the inner organs, outer organs, to endure the dualities, hot and cold, good and bad, till you endure that. And vairagyam is dispassion. Vairagyam is, once again, I repeat, it is not renunciation. Vairagyam shall not be translated as renunciation. Dispassion, that's all. That is not getting attached to. And when all this is done, when we have control of the inner organs, outer organs, the power to endure both good and bad, heat and cold, naturally this vairagya comes, this passion. Then when that comes, sattva guna comes in one's heart. That takes place. Once all this happens, the action ceases for that person. One can seize the actions, all these actions. So wonderfully, Ambal has said, when the karma yoga gets ceased, the karma yoga should result in this. Once that resulted in that, you need not have to go do anything. Karma yoga ceases to exist afterwards. This has been told in Bhagavad Gita very elaborately, but Ambal has said in 3 slokas. Wonderful. When to do karma and when to stop it. When one is confident that he has the control of inner organs, outer organs, power to endure both good and bad, the dualities, and dispassion and sattva guna emerge in one's own heart. You combine all these things, sama, dhamma, titiksha, vairagya and sattva sambhava. Is it not in one sentence, one word detachment? In attachment? Is it not that? Combine all these five. What you get? Have everything and get detached to it. That's what it comes to. Till you attain that state, the actions are required. Okay. One has achieved that by the grace of God. Then one has to approach a guru, spiritual teacher. Every word I'm speaking here is the explanation of what Devi has said in Devi Gita. Not literally word by word, I am trying to explain it for your understanding, but none of these words and sentences are mine. It is just trying to make you understand what is told by Devi in Devi Gita, part Devi Bhagavatam. One has to approach a guru. How he should be? Who should have got his senses under control? Guru should have his senses under control. Who should be well versed in Shrutis and he should have attached to Brahman. Should be practicing the union with Brahman. This is what a guru approach Guru with an unfeigned, that is totally honest and bhakti. One should approach such a Guru with a total honest bhakti, not just bhakti, a true bhakti, honestly, truthfully bhakti. After approaching Guru, one should, without any laziness, do Shravanam, Mananam and Nidhyasa, the Vedanta sayings. So Vedanta only what we are understanding now. What is Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa? Hearing, thinking and realizing deeply all the Vedanta sayings. One should do it without laziness. And then comes another important thing. I will complete some of this chapter. It's 8 o'clock now, maybe another 10 minutes. When that happens, one should ponder over the meaning of Mahavakya. There are 4 Mahavakyas. Particularly one Mahavakya. Tat Tvam Asi. Means you are that. Tattvamasi asserts the identity of the Supreme Self, Brahman, with embodied self, Jivatma. That is what it is. Tattvamasi. When this identity is realized, fearlessness comes, and that person gets my nature is the nature of Devi. Anyway, there is another explanation on Tattvamasi. Tat is omniscience. Tvam is me. That should be understood by a different grammatical meaning and all. I don't want to develop all that here. Okay. But we understand now that Tattvamasi is you are that. I am that. The Brahma, Supreme Self, is the same as embodied self, Jivatma. That identity is realized. There is no fear. Once that is realized, that Jivatma gets my nature of Devi. Jivatma becomes herself. Exactly, that's what it is telling. Now, once again she gets back to the formation of body. Tattvamasi, I will have a small recap. The actions has to be performed as per Shrutis till such time one gets Sama, Dama, and Vairagya. That is detachment. Till such time one gets detachment in the attachment. Once that is achieved, approach a guru who is knows very well Shruti, and he should have practicing Brahma Jnana, Brahma Vidya. Then concentrate on Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You is Jivatma, that is me, Atman. You are that. Inseparable. Now she talks about how to further development on that. Is it that easy? She will teach you what to do. She explains you. The gross body arises. We know that. How? From Panchikarana. From Panchikarana of gross elements, gross body arises. It enjoys the fruits of its karma, actions, and liable to disease, old age and death. Yes, this gross body is Maya, delusion. Therefore, it has certainly no real existence. See, we have so much of love towards our gross body, and which has no existence at all. There is no real existence because it is made up of panchikarana, of gross elements. Actually, it enjoys all the karmas, actions, and it's liable to disease and old age and death. Oh, Himavanta, know this to be the gross body of my real self. Even that is me, don't worry. Even that is me. It has limitation, that's all. Gross upadhi, gross limitation of my real self. It's not something else. So you cannot ignore the gross body because it is not real, it is not existent, it undergoes diseases and old age, it enjoys all the karmas. Can you ignore that? No. Because with limitation, it is her real self. Any doubt here? I don't think any doubt here. The gross body made up of panchikarana process, it is really not existent, no real existence for it, it's because Maya. Even that is with limitations, it is her real self. I think there should not be any doubt. And 5 Gnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 10, 5 Pranavayus, 15, Manasu Buddhi, 17, form the subtle body. Sukshma Deha. This body of this myself, supreme self, is caused by apanchikrita. It is not compounded by 5 primordial elements. Very simple. The gross body is made up of panchikarana, whereas the subtle body is not by this panchikarana. This is called apanchikrita, not compounded by these 5 personal elements. But through this body, subtle body, that is Gnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Prana, Vayu, mind and Buddhi, pain and pleasures are felt in the heart. Yes, sir. It is not a body, gross body feeling this pain and pleasure. It is the Indriyas, mind, Buddhi, yes or no? Pain and pleasures are felt by Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. So, this is the second form, second upadhi of the Atman, myself. The first upadhi is the gross body. The second upadhi of the 17, which enjoys pain, pleasure, it is my second upadhi of Atman. Mine is Atman. The next one, the Ajnana. This Ajnana, what I am referring here, I don't find the word in English. It's not ignorance. It's above that. That's why I keep it as Ajnana only. And somebody tried to explain as primeval ignorance. This Ajnana has no beginning and cannot be described. So I am not referring ignorance here. I am using the word Ajnana as it is. This Ajnana has no beginning and cannot be described. That is third body, causal body of the Atman. That is my third upadhi, third form. So the gross body is of Panchabhutas, subtle body is from Jnanendriya, Karmendriya and Pranavayu and mind and intellect, which enjoys pain and pleasure. The third body is Ajnana, which has no beginning and it cannot be described. That is my third upadhi. It is her, she only once again. Gross body is hers, subtle body is hers, causal body is hers. Different upadhis, different forms. This is my third upadhi of Atma, or of me, of mine. When all these three upadhis subside, only then Supreme Self, I, the Brahman remains. On the gross body, subtle body and causal body, all these upadhis of Brahman only, her upadhis only, her forms only. When all these three subsides, not that all these three are destroyed, no. When these three subsides, then Supreme Self, I, the Brahman, remains. Within these three bodies, are you getting bored? Shall I stop here? Hello?
Not bored, Guruji.
Not bored, Guruji.
Whenever
We are
you
listening, Guruji.
No issue. I can continue for another 5-10 minutes. Okay?
Yeah, no issue. Not at all bored, Guruji. We are not even seeing the time. We don't know what time it is also.
Okay.
We are just listening to you.
Within these three bodies, gross, subtle and causal bodies, there are 5 sheets. Do you know them? Annamaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya Kosha always exist. Yes. This exists in all three bodies, please understand. Annamaya kosha is gross body. Pranamaya kosha is subtle body. Vijnanamaya and Annamaya kosha is causal body. All these five exist in these three bodies. Here requires the renunciation. When these koshas are renounced, root of Brahma is obtained. That is Brahma. That is my nature. My nature is Ambat nature. This is the goal of not this, not this, not this. The Vedanta words. This is not, that is not. It's go on negating. This is the goal. The self, Atman, Brahman, is not born nor it dies. It's the repetition of Bhagavad Gita. It does not live also being born, but it remains constant though it is not born. This self, Atman, Brahman, is unborn, eternal, everlasting, ancient. It is not killed when the body is killed. When the body is destroyed, this is not killed. Because it's not born at all. This Atman, which is Sukshmati Sukshma, subtler than the subtlest, and Mahatta the Mahat, greater than the greatest, resides where? Within the cave of the jivas. It's a cave. You have to find that cave of the jivas. This Atman, which is the subtlest and subtlest, greater than the greatest, resides within the cave of the jivas. The one whose heart is purified by all the means. Already he has told what to do. So we will tell you once again. Who is free from Sankalpa and Vikalpa. Vikalpa is a mental phenomena and Sankalpa is the mental phenomena. Vikalpa is the doubt. When you are free from that, knows it and its glory. When that Atman resides in the cave of Jiva, one cannot realize it because of the doubt and different mental phenomena. When it becomes free, the Jiva knows its glory. Once it knows its glory, free from sorrows and troubles. Once again she says, this Atman as Sarathi. Krishna there. This body is the chariot and the mind is the controller. Same thing in Bhagavata, same thing is said. The senses and other organs and their organs are the horses. And the target is, destination is the enjoyment. That's it. The Atman, that is charioteer, united with mind and organs of senses, enjoys the objects. One who is unmindful and always impure does not realize this Atman. Rather, he is bound in this world. The Atman is charioteer. Please, I repeat it. One who is mindful and always pure reaches the goal. Realize that highest self. And once reaches the highest self, there is no fall again from there. Never. They remain there only. That one can become able to cross the ocean of this Maya and gets my highest abode. What is the highest abode? Highest abode is the nature of everlasting existence, that's all. You can't find some abode somewhere. Gets highest abode means the nature of everlasting existence, everlasting consciousness, everlasting bliss. So, one should always meditate intensely on me to realize the nature of myself. How? By Shravanam, hearing, by Mananam, thinking, and realizing one's own self by oneself. That's it. Meditation should be like this. Intensely on me. Then he realizes the self. By the constant practice, as mentioned by me just now. Me, I am referring to Devi. It is her conversation I am talking. One's heart is fit for samadhi. That is, it is absorbed in the Atma. Samadhi is absorption within the Atma. Just before that, Samadhi. She always puts condition. Just before that, one should understand the meaning of the separate letters in the Bija mantra of Mahamaya. Most of you know that. What is Maya Bija? Mahamaya Bija. One should know the meanings of the separate letters in the seed mantra of Mahamaya, Bija mantra of Mahamaya. One should know the meaning of separate letters that are hidden in Mahamaya Bija. Please listen little carefully. I should have told this before you got the what you call tired of listening. Anyway, now only I can tell that, not before it cannot be. It's a series that will come that way only. In Mahamaya Bija, Ha refers to grass body. Ra refers to settled body. And E refers to causal body. And the Nada is the fourth state of mind, Turiya state of mind. Ha is the grass body of Devi. Ra is settled body of the Devi. E is the causal body of Devi. And the Nada is the fourth state. When we say it is the body of Devi, it is we. There is no difference. Ha refers to our gross body also. Ra refers to our settled body. E refers to causal body, and the Nada is the Turiya state. One should meditate on these separate states. One should meditate on these three bijas hidden in Maya bija, in the cosmic body, and should establish identity between the cosmic body and the Jivatma. By meditating on this cosmic body, identify with the Jivatma also. This takes one to Samadhi. One should close the eyes. Start meditating on me, that is cosmic body. Where am I? I am the supreme deity of the universe. I am the supreme deity of the universe. The luminous and self-effulgent Brahman. Meditate on me. How I am. I am the supreme deity of the universe. I am luminous and self-effulgent Brahman. One should practice this and observe the inhaled breath and the exhaled breath with unfeigned devotion, honest, truthful devotion. Meditate by inhaling and exhaling. Get the gross body. It is right. That is, we know is Vaishvanara. I don't know how many times I mentioned Vaishvanara. It is gross body as well as Jagrata Avastha. It is dissolved in the Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. Ha is dissolved in the subtle body called Taijasa, which is Swapna Avastha and subtle body. Taijasa body, letter A, Ra, is in a cave where there is no noise. It is in Sushumna cave. That should dissolve into causal body I. Causal body is E. Causal body I, causal body is E. Heart dissolves into Ra, Ra dissolves into E. Then this E, causal body, also dissolving. This is causal body is Prajna. Vaishvanara is the gross body and Jagrata Avastha, Ha. Taijasa is subtle body and Swapna Avastha. And E is causal body, Sushupta Avastha and Prajna. Ha is dissolved into Ra, Ra is dissolved into E, and E is dissolved into Turiya state. Turiya Avastha. That is Hrim. See, when you chant Hrim, what happens? One single syllable. We are dissolving the gross body into subtle body into causal body into fourth state. We are dissolving Jagrata Avastha into Sapna Avastha into Shuddha Avastha into Turiya Avastha. Then all silence. Nothing remains there. No dualities. With that Akhanda Chidananda, they meditate on that highest self. Where? Highest self. In the midst of the fiery flame of consciousness, the prajna becomes flame here. The flame of consciousness. Oh, Himavanta, such meditation as mentioned by me should realize the identity between the Jiva and Brahma and see me and get my nature. You are me, that's all. You are not different from me. You get me, that's what she says. Oh, Himavanta, by such a practice, regular practice, honest practice, truthful practice, realizes the nature of my highest self. Once the highest self is realized, it destroys immediately the ignorance. Not only ignorance, and all the actions thereof. Realize the highest form of mind, the highest self. It's the only way to destroy the ignorance and also all the actions thereof. Yesterday, Savita was asking for meditation. How to meditate? Yesterday I didn't say that. Today I know that it's going to come. Hope she has no doubts now. Any questions, please? We have spent 1.5 hours. I don't know how it has gone. 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yes, Guruji. We understood the root cause of the meditation and how truthful we are. That makes us how to get purify, and then that purification makes us to go into the deep meditation.
If you go on searching Ambal elsewhere,
yes,
you will never find her.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. You should find in yourself.
Yes, Guruji.
That's all. Finding elsewhere, it's a futile exercise. I conclude this session today by giving a small story. I have told earlier also, by repetition, nothing wrong. God, we know, no, God we create as we are, with face, hands, and sometimes we put 4 hands, 10 hands, 16 hands, 10, all that we do. We create as we are, God. And I always say, we don't know. Every animal, if they have an idea of God, they may create their own God in their form only, nothing else. They can't create in my form. That means God is not in any form. It's created by us. We don't know whether dog has created its own God. We don't know, because we don't know what it happens in its mind. A tiger might have created its God in its form. A lion might have created its form God. Who knows? We don't know. So, such a God created by ourselves appeared with all his 4 hands and holding Shankhi, Chakra, Gada and all appeared. on this earth. People rush to him, asking for boons. You give me that, you give me that, I don't have this. That's what we ask, When even in the temple we ask so much questions, so much desires. When he personally present in his forum, we will not leave him. We will go on asking all that we want, because personally available here, what is that? So he was tired answering them. And he knows that this human being is very intelligent. Wherever he absconds, they will trace him. Because appeared, they will trace him. They are so intelligent. And finally, he found a place where human beings will not search. That is in their own hearts. This is the story. So we have to find ourselves there. Anyway, it's gone for a long session today. I wanted to complete
Till
this.
now we didn't know the process, Guruji. Right now you explained so clearly that it became very easily, Guruji.
No, more than time, I was enjoying it.
We are listening and we are experiencing, Guruji. Like you are closing your eyes and you are visualizing everything. The same way we are feeling and experiencing the entire procedure, Guruji.
Thank you for being with me.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Guru Mandala Sampurna Anugraha Praptirastha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste.